But
Yeah.
there we go. Everyone's in the right spot now. I'll see. Pulling up that old soundboard. Do.
Oh, question from David.
Where's the window that I'm looking for? There you are.
Ooh.
Too many windows. All right, let's test this. Oh wait, let me turn that down.
Game 1.
There we go. That's a nice comfy volume. So yeah, guys, turns out baseball is not terrible.
If only they had changed it in the last 100 or so years, you know?
Right?
I never lost anybody. Idiots.
I'm still not convinced.
I mean, no, I'm not convinced either, but at least it's like zippy now.
Mm-hmm.
How
Pitch clock.
faster is the game?
I've heard it's somewhere between half an hour to a full hour faster.
Yeah.
That pitch clock helps.
Yeah, the game was over in 45 minutes.
And they also, one of the rules is about where you can put defensive players. Like, basically, it was. What's that?
You can't shift.
Yeah, so like you have more chances to actually get on base, because they would basically put the defense players out like where they know the ball was going to go because of stats.
Yeah.
So we got
people had moneyballed the game into being unentertaining.
Yeah.
On top of it already being not entertaining. So, you know, you take baseball, a game that's already not entertaining, and make it to where like you get more outs. No. Do whatever it takes to get more dingers and hits, man. You saw 2 grand slams in the same game?
Yeah.
Money.
That's
awesome. Moneyball. Fucking, you know, fuck Brad Pitt.
Yeah, it was like 8-2, and we're leaving the stadium, and then we hear a lot of cheering, like, uh-oh, so we go back in, and bases are loaded. It's like, oh shit, it's like bottom of the 9th. And they get that grand slam, so now it's 8-6. Like, oh shit, we could come back from this, and then we didn't. But
of course,
but it made it possible.
You were watching the Orioles after all.
Yeah, it turns out the Red Sox are very good.
Huh.
Today I learned.
It's
all right. So who's ready to start the show?
Not me. Back in a sec.
Okay. I'm going to refresh. I'm getting a low frame rate here on what's going on. Boop. Looks about the same.
hey, Johnny's back.
Hey. I really want to build a new computer, but man, it's just too expensive right now. So frustrating.
That's because you're spending all your money on baseball.
Yeah, why'd you buy a baseball team?
That time I bought the Orioles
You watched, yeah.
for all $3,000.
And we have a new Patreon tier.
Ooh, what did I miss? What's the new Patreon tier?
Buy a baseball team.
Yeah. Johnny bought the Orioles, and I guess he
It's
needs
not
a
hard,
Patreon
man.
to help
I
pay
bought
for
them
it.
once, but once I realized what I had done, I asked eBay for a refund. They honored it. Yeah, they knew. Like that time I bought that CDI, and I was like, wait, no, I've made a terrible mistake. Same thing. The Orioles, the CDI of baseball teams.
The Orioles.
Hot take.
Not really.
I wanted the Boston Red Sox.
I think owning the Baltimore Orioles is pretty good.
You just don't know anything about baseball.
Yeah. Okay, for real though, I should probably pull up the fucking scoring thing and that's the things I usually do to get ready for the show.
Excuse me.
Top of the show. Da, 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 da. Threes, 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 the magic number. All right. Chugging a beer and I'm ready.
All right. John's ready. Jesse, are you ready?
Yes.
David, are you ready?
Yes.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Game That Tune.
Oh, yeah. What's going on, everybody? It's Game That Tune back in the house once again. It's your boy, John Harrington here. We got John Regan with us. Say hey.
Hey.
We got Jesse Moore. Say hey.
Hey.
And we've got the king of the show, David Fleming. Say hey.
Hey.
Hell yeah, guys. Welcome back. Game That Tune is in the house yet again for episode 333. The triple threes, y'all. 333. GTT 333. That's
I'm seeing double here.
yeah.
3
6. We've got a fantastic show coming up for you tonight. What we're going to do is listen to some video game tunes. We've each brought 3 songs from a game. We're going to try and guess each other's games with the songs and a little bit of trivia. We're going to goof off. We're going to have a lot of fun. And the winner at the end of the night picks the theme for the next episode and plays some bonus tunes. And our winner last week was the king of the show, David Fleming. Congratulations, King. You've put yourself in the driver's seat for this fantastic edition of Game That Tune. So tell everybody what the theme is.
The theme is threes. Games with threes.
Fitting. It's been a long time coming, guys. We've been building to this theme for 300 and some odd episodes now, 333 episodes to be exact.
Let's wait till we get to 3,333.
God, want to talk about fucking producing podcasts like Pete Rose Made Hits. We're going to do it, baby. We're going to get over 3,000. We're going to, 3,000 more episodes. The 3 theme is coming back, but nope, it's been building to this so far. The entire history of this podcast has been building to the night where we get to do 3 threes as a theme. The theme is threes. Third games in a series, games involving the number 3 in some way. Maybe, 3 characters. 3 strikes, you're out.
Games with threesomes?
There could perhaps be a game with a threesome.
Did none of us do a 3GM threesome?
We definitely probably didn't. I think we probably all just chose some 3s. Man, we should have done 3 threesomes.
We dropped a fucking ball there, guys. Sorry.
The show hasn't started quite yet.
Mm-hmm. But no, none of us chose a few.
No.
Damn it. Yeah. That feels like a real oversight. Why didn't we say all these things out loud before now? What the fuck, man? Sometimes we really need to talk prior to the show, guys. We got to say these things out loud, and we'll realize that we're all full of great ideas instead of just going with, whatever upsetting thing we come up with in the aftermath of the last show or in the hour before this show, Johnny. But no, it's going to be a fantastic show. We got we got 5 games, all number 3s. That's the best of the numbers. It's a magic number 3. 3's company.
Tricycles.
Thank you. Yes, tricycles. Fantastic vehicles that they are.
Triangles. Strongest shape.
Yeah. Did we decide whether or not a game featuring 3 dimensions was valid for the show? I feel like we nixed that, didn't we, David?
I think we decided it is valid, but it's a dick move.
Okay. Yes, you will be scolded. Needs 3 dimensions.
The Dudley Boys had a double teaming move called the 3D.
Okay. Did you choose a late 90s WWF game?
I did not, but you were listing things that involved 3s, and I was just trying to help the conversation.
No, it's cool. It's cool. It's good. I'm glad to know it.
Triceratops, one of the best dinosaurs.
There you go.
inarguable.
3 sides to every story. Your side, their side, and the truth.
Yes, it could be a Rashomon episode. Fucking the truth of this episode will come out by the end of it. I'm saying it's a good episode. History's telling us it's a bad episode, but by the end
truth lies somewhere in the middle.
Somewhere in the middle. That's the GTT motto right there, baby. We're somewhere in that middle. That sweet, creamy, threamy middle. So Johnny, enough three chat. Let's start the show, man. Let's have 3 songs from the first game.
Game 1.
Oh crap! Hold on.
Game 1.
right, gentlemen. So this franchise was originally created by Intelligent Systems. However, half of the entries have been developed by other studios. This game was developed by WayForward. All right. As you guys are getting your answers written, I'd like to thank our requester. This is our fan request, which came to us via our amazing, wonderful Discord. And this came from requester Tay.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jesse says Half-Life 3, sadly incorrect. Johnny has drawn 3 happy smiling rockets, sadly incorrect. And John has the correct answer, Advance Wars Reboot Camp. Although technically the full title is Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp, because 1 + 2 = 3.
Game over!
Oh, yeah. That's a game over.
Oh, Tay got game overed.
So, yeah, as I was combing through the requests, there were a lot of threequels that were posted, and it's like, oh, that's a good game. Oh, that's a selection. And then Tay said, yeah, like 1 + 2, because 1 + 2 = 3. And I thought to myself, God damn, he's got me there. Yep.
I guess so. You gotta show up in the radio chat more often, David. Tay's just got Advance Wars on the brain because I was replacing old songs that didn't sound so good with new Advance Wars Dual Strike music, and so he was, feeling himself and decided to try and drop a request in there. I assume as a joke, and you took it, man. You took the bait. You gave us the reboot camp. You ignored all those 3s, and you gave us 1 + 2.
That's still
well
3.
done. Well done,
So-
well done, Tay. Well done, David.
So I'm sorry, did I miss something? Is 1 + 2 not 3? Like, I've been out of math for a while. Like, it's been a long time since I've taken a math class, but I'm pretty sure 1 + 2 is 3.
Pretty
Yeah.
sure.
I do math for a living, and you're right. 1 + 2 is 3, but
Oh, okay.
I don't know that it really, means this game qualifies for the theme. It's, it's not the 3rd Advance Wars game. It's
How many
Is it?
delays did it have?
there's
Was
a
it
question.
3?
Yeah, how many wars started when this was about to,
Yeah.
fucking be released?
So
Well, that's just one.
Funnily
okay.
enough, it
So
was
just one.
delayed.
Game over.
No, it was delayed twice actually. It was supposed to come out December 3rd of 2021, but they pushed it to April 8th of 2022 because they needed to polish it and everything. And then a war broke out. So
Yeah.
Nintendo was like, you know what? Let's give this a year.
How absurd.
And I had forgotten. People were like, well, you know, it's a very cartoony war strategy game. Like, I don't think people would get confused with like the actual war with Russia and Ukraine and all that.
Yeah.
One of the first missions involved the Blue Army, which is the like fantasy not Russia invading another country. So like, yeah, it kind of hits close to home.
Well, a lot of wars involve things, countries invading other countries. So yeah, it's not I don't know. There's never a real opportune time to release a war game, but it seems like really, delaying it by a year. I'm no marketing genius, but it seems like they had some good synergy there for a second. Like,
Did they?
war in the East, fucking advanced wars everywhere else. Like, war for thee, but not for me. That's I don't know. It would have sold really well everywhere but Ukraine and Russia. Probably still do. I don't know. Do people go for it, David? Pull up the sales charts. How are people loving the reboot camp? I'm kidding. Don't do that.
I've heard it's good.
I was gonna say I have the like reception and like critic scores, but not the sales figures. This game did pretty well, mainly because it's the first two Advance War games together and like with updated visuals and voice acting, and yeah, it's fun. In a way, like I know this is our 3 episode, and this combines Advance Wars 1 and 2, but in a way it's like 3 games because they add a completely brand new versus mode for local and online multiplayer where you can like make your own maps and fight other people. So it's kind of like 3 games in one package.
Not stretch ourselves too much, David. You don't have to make it fit. It's the request. You're obviously not winning the show. It's okay. You just picked something with good music. Did they update the tunes?
They did. They definitely did.
Good, yeah. And so the voice acting, you said they've got new voice acting. How was the voice acting in the Game Boy Advance games?
I'm trying to remember because I definitely played the first Advance Wars. I don't know that it had voice acting outside of maybe like 1 or 2 lines of like start or like that kind of thing. Like maybe the characters introduce themselves with their names, but yeah, there wasn't really extensive voice acting.
I was just hoping they actually attempted it. I don't. The chat seems to be telling us that there's non-existent, no voice acting, and someone, one person says move out, but that's about the extent of it. I was kind of hoping that it would be like voice acting that sounds like someone saying it with like while they're giving a robot a blowjob because it's on the Game Boy Advance sound chip, just like completely horrendous 10 bit crushed fucking voice acting, but.
Game Boy Advance American Idol voice acting. That's what I want.
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
yeah. If they can get it in American Idol, they could have written a whole movie script for Advance Wars and really pushed it through whatever filters they needed.
But yeah, I have not bought this game. I thought about it long and hard. I was like, oh, this looks good. I really like the remake and the versus mode. Like, I should give this a try. I played the first Advance Wars, and then I remembered I did not like the first Advance Wars, so
right, yeah.
I don't think I should get this.
One little hitch in that plan. It's the old strategy game part. Like, oh no, still this.
But
game.
I mean, if you're a fan of turn-based strategy games, definitely check it out because it's bright, it's colorful, it's fun. If you're into resource management and turn-based strategy
and war propaganda,
right? Don't forget war.
I mean, definitely that. Yeah.
Is it propaganda, Jesse, or is it just a war?
Well, I'd say it makes war look kind of fun, and you're like, Maybe I should get into one of these wars. How do I do that? Oh, I'll join the military. That seems real advanced. And then you get fucking blown up in a convoy.
Okay.
Never forget.
Gotcha. Are you describing the opening to Iron Man?
Yes.
Okay. You're in the fun V, not the humdrum V, and you get blown up and you get shrapnel in the chest. Yeah, it's crazy.
Waiting on you now.
But yeah, you know, I would have a hard time. I feel like anybody that plays this game would probably be satisfied with the level of their level of involvement in war. Like, I haven't played the game. I don't know the story. I'm betting it's not really a pro-war game. It's probably not anti-war because you're fighting a war. You got to do what you got to do. But like,
I mean, there's two of them. They obviously wanted to do it again.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, but Jesse, what about waifus?
Now,
What have I mentioned the fact that maybe in this game you go to war, but there's also
4 waifus?
Yeah, there's oh god, actually, war waifus. That gets into some real gray area.
Are you
not even gray, dark
are you fighting for the waifus, like as their property or something?
I think you're fighting alongside them. I think.
With them.
Okay. I was going to say, in some cases,
are awesome.
In some cases, you're fighting as them.
Yeah,
you can be a waifu.
Yes,
oh, that's interesting.
Yes.
Why don't they just call this advanced waifus?
I'm saying, or waifu wars.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, waifus fighting for your love.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
no, or just waifus fighting wars of aggression and international borders and things, but they're all waifus. I don't know.
Oh.
It's much better than I don't know, real war.
This is starting to turn into one of those Japanese arcade games that's basically like Gradius, but all the ships are half-naked women.
Yes. Sexy advanced wars, please.
Sounds like Fire Emblem.
Man. There's also, speaking of strategy games with waifus, maybe they realize, okay, we don't need to market the waifus. We already have a lot of waifu games. Maybe throw a guy in a tank for this one because, there's some games out there with some waifus. I'm not going to say that word anymore tonight.
Oh man, that sounds like a
I'm
challenge.
looking forward to since I've had Advanced Wars music on the brain for the last couple of days, fucking updating the radio. I'm looking forward to hearing these new updated soundtracks, man. Did they redo the music for both games and then like add some new music on top, or is it do you know, David? Did you get fully involved in the soundtrack?
I believe so. I didn't get that far though.
Okay, well, we'll just see. Can't wait.
I definitely listened to, a selection of songs from the soundtrack and said, all right, that is not the Game Boy Advance.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's all you got to do is make a soundtrack not on the Game Boy Advance and it can sound good. Like if it sounds, I don't know, not like a fucking dialysis machine playing video game music, then we'll be in business, baby. Let's hear some fucking, some new tunes. I'm for it. So, I'm looking forward to it. I like it. Good tunes, good game. I got nothing else. David, thank the requester if you got nothing else.
I don't really. So thank you, Tay.
Now, before we go, rank the military vehicles in order. Give me your top 3 military vehicles that you would have as your waifu.
Okay, I don't know that I can rank them because I have a number 1 and nothing else matters. And I believe it was introduced actually in Advance Wars 2. That would be the Octo Tank. It's basically like a round tank with legs. That's all terrain.
Okay, yep, I'd marry that. That sounds right up my alley. Sounds like a very, very satisfying vehicle. Titillated by the very notion of operating that vehicle.
Game 2.
All right, guys. So every character in this game, in addition to their regular attacks, has a power attack and a malevolent move. Among the malevolent moves are things such as the bear bite, the 1,000 kick thrust, the bloody slash, the chomper, and the poison mist. All right, guys. Who's feeling great?
Feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Oh man. So Johnny picked up on that early 90s, arcade beat 'em up sound and said TMNT 3. Sadly incorrect. Jesse says Thelma and Louise 3. Oh, they're still dead. Sadly incorrect, though. I would love to see that movie. It'd be great actually if they just skipped straight to Thelma and Louise 3 after 2 or after 1, no 2. Yeah, it's just them in heaven. And David says Animal Wrestling League 3. He's very on the right track, but he's not correct.
Oh, come on. There it goes.
No, David was right on the right track with the Wrestling League, not so much the animal part. This is a 1993 arcade game released by SNK. Maybe you found it in the multicade at your local place that had an SNK multicade. It's a wrestling fighting game. It's 3 count bout.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I will not be explaining the connection to the theme.
Well, I think if I remember this right, this was SNK's third game they ever made, right? Is that?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I mean,
you got
I
it.
don't think it really needs to be explained. This is a game by SNK, which is comprised of 3 letters.
Everybody loves a TLA. So, yeah, SNK. They all SNK games were valid for the show tonight, guys, in case you were wondering. So, of course, I went with 3 count pound.
Games in the third dimension, too broad. Games from SNK, perfect.
Yeah. Games with 3 letters, yes. Games whose developers had 3 letters. Oh, yes. But yeah, so this is a arcade fighting game. It's a wrestling fighting game. Jesse, did you ever play this?
It looks familiar. I'm sure I've probably played around with it on some kind of emulator.
Yeah, it seems pretty rad. I haven't played it myself. It's on the Switch. You can get the like arcade perfect port of it. And those go on sale every few weeks. So you can probably find this, I don't know, by the time this podcast comes out for like $4. And it looks pretty fucking fun, man. It's so it's not just like a 2D fighting game. You're moving, kind of like around like a beat 'em up type space, like a wrestling ring or like a parking garage or whatever. You can kind of move, up and down the axis, and also left and right. But it's a wrestling fighting game, and like when you're in the wrestling ring, you can do shit like run the ropes and fucking hit each other with running knee strikes and fucking flying kicks and shit. Um, it's got cool like big 16-bit sprites. It looks really good. Colorful cast of characters beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah, they have some good names.
I was gonna, say like, should I don't want to, we don't need to go all in on every character, but like, in the last few years, I've gotten more into wrestling. I feel like I know, what's cool and what's not, and it seems like all these characters they're pretty cool. Good names, good gimmicks, good power attacks, good malevolent moves.
I happened to click on Blues Hablam, and he's an overweight guy who brings a knife to his matches. And they says he could be based on Abdullah the Butcher, but he usually brings a fork to his matches.
Yeah.
But he's pretty cool looking. He's like a big dude with a mask and funny pants.
Big fat lucha guy.
He brings a knife to his matches. That doesn't sound legal at all.
That's the beauty of wrestling, David. You find a way. Like the general rule seems to be whatever and whomever you approach the ring with, they're in play. So like you bring it down there, it's up to the referee to stop you from doing it. So if he walks in with a knife, and he sets that knife down on the ring apron, and then later on the referee gets distracted, stabs somebody with it, that's wrestling. That's how it goes. It's good shit. But yeah, Blues Hablam, his power attacks, the German suplex, his malevolent move, the bloody slash. You got your all-around guy, the hot gentleman Terry Rogers. I'm trying to think of these in terms of like, how they would be announcing them on the way down to a wrestling ring, like, at a big wrestling show.
Oh, he's based on Terry Funk.
Is he? He doesn't look
That's what it says.
like Terry Funk. Terry Funk's like a big old like hardcore guy. Terry fucking Rogers is like a blonde all-American guy. He's the hot gentleman. I never would have called Terry Funk a hot gentleman. But I'm picturing this guy coming down to the ring, and from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing 210 pounds, the hot gentleman Terry Rogers. I'm like, that's a good name, man. Sounds good. So I'll just go through with it like that. So let's see, from they don't say where they're from. So the Scarlet Ninja. I don't know. Not sure about Scarlet Ninja as an announced thing, but the guy's name is the Red Dragon, and he's a Bruce Lee type, and he uses poison mist. He spits mist in your face.
Oh, like Great Muta.
Yeah, exactly. So like a Bruce Lee / Great Muta.
Oh yeah, this guy's got a red face.
The Human B-52 Big Bombarder. In terms of a name, Big Bombarder is a pretty good one for a fucking kind of barrel-chested motherfucker. Like,
I like
it's a nickname.
this. Is he wearing like a crop top? What is this?
He seems to be. Yeah, I don't know if he's supposed to have a beer gut or if he really likes the crop top. But see, Johnny, you go tell Big Bombarder that he looks silly in that crop top. See what happens, man. He's gonna hit you with Megaton Crutch. That's why you don't fuck with pro wrestlers, man. And then the other guy that's like Blues Hablam, there's also the Deutsch Dracula, the Blubber Man, who apparently is a German fat guy, but he looks like Karnov. Very confusing looking gentleman. Looks a lot like Blues Hablam, but with no mask on. Then you got the Raging Bull, Gochak Big Bomb. Big Bomb is an excellent last name. The wild-haired maniac Leo Bradley. I'm in favor of that. Love it. The bear-busting barbarian Roy Wilson. Frankly, the main thing I'm seeing here is like, the nicknames, good. The actual names, you can't announce somebody as the bear-busting barbarian and then have their name be Roy Wilson. Like, you got to have a sexier name loaded up than Roy Wilson.
Nothing like bear busting.
I'm saying.
I really like the name Roy Wilson. I just imagine he's the third Wilson brother. You got Luke, you got Owen, and then you got Roy Wilson.
Yeah.
What does he say?
Wow. No.
Wow.
And
then I think you got the final boss is the passionless cyborg Master Barnes.
Master Bar. Is it Mr.
I like
Burns?
passionless cyborg. It seems like a cam girl kind of situation. Like, the passionless cyborg. If you tip it, it just goes faster.
That's definitely somebody's kink. Like a girl who's part robot that's just blank while masturbating. Like,
yes,
somebody's into that.
Mm-hmm. I've seen
Really?
pictures in our very Discord.
Yeah. Are you alluding to something, David?
No.
Yeah, no, not at all. But yeah, it's a colorful cast of characters. It's fun wrestling fighting. I don't know. I'm for it, man. I'm all for these SNK arcade games. Good soundtracks. Fucking the SNK sound team was cranking out good shit. It's just got that good early '90s sound. You probably would never hear it because you'd be playing it in fucking like a barbecue restaurant or a laundromat. But like still, game's dope. Yeah, I feel like there need to be more. They need to bring back good wrestling games and like wrestling games that don't involve real people. Like as fun as a WWE 2K whatever is, and the upcoming AEW game. That's all well and good, but like, how about just fucking a bunch of made up people beating the shit out of each other wrestling style? I think it's great. Like, do wrestlers copyright their moves or anything? Like, would it be offensive, Jesse, if somebody made a wrestling fighting game where everybody had just fucking moves that belong to someone else? Like,
well, as long as you don't have the same name,
right?
It's more a problem if like another wrestler does another wrestler's move,
Right?
And it's like, this is my finisher now, ha ha ha, and it's like people.
But
Don't
so
like that.
if somebody made a fighting game with a guy named like GM Crunk, and he fucking hit somebody with the like the GTH or no wait, that's already a move.
That's Sammy's.
GTH is already a thing. So the GTD, like with just fucking CM Punk raise a stink about that, or is it just kind of like,
well, he probably would.
Well, yeah, okay, bad example. I chose the most easily offended wrestler possible. Fucking will definitely work himself into a shoot over that. But I don't know. I feel like just fucking. It's taken AEW a long fucking time to put out this game, man. Fucking somebody needs to make a fictional wrestling game and let everybody do the fun moves and make it in 16-bit style. Yeah, I think it'd be good. I like the sprites. I like the pace of the action.
Retromania, I think it's what it's called, and it has a mix of like older classic wrestlers. Like Blue Meanie is in it for some reason. Sweet. But then it's there was someone else cool in it. But I think they have some made up people in it too. But I think it's called Retromania, and it's basically like WrestleFest, if you remember that old game. But it seems pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just be fun to play more wrestling games, man. Like when the Def Jam fighting games started coming out, it's like, well, that's just a breath of fresh air. Like, let's just fucking do more of that, please. More fucking, fighting games that are wrestling games that, I don't know. Let people do, as a kid and as an adult, you like sick ass wrestling moves. Doing wrestling moves is cool. It's just, back to life, man. So in a video game where they can be as brutal as they want to be, fucking, do it up. I'm in favor of it. But yeah, it's a cool game. Obviously, the title 3-count bout. It's a wrestling thing in the game. You beat people up and you get them weak enough, and then you press a button to cover them. So it's like a stamina fighting game. You got to go for the cover.
Wait, cover them with what?
Oh, Johnny.
Your body.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Whew.
I don't want to get your mind racing, but yes, just
You gotta glaze them lightly.
But yeah, I think it's kind of fun. Like I'm sure there's things where you can go for your finishing move early and fucking cover somebody quick, but it seems like probably just plays out like a little short wrestling match where you beat each other up good and somebody scores a pin. It all sounds fun. I'm in favor of it. Oh, and I like the thing I like. And Jesse, tell me, this is probably more of a Japanese wrestling thing. In this game, to do your like malevolent move or like your fucking like your power move, it always starts with a lockup. You got to lock up, you got to win the test of strength, and then fucking do your move against somebody. So it's not like fighting game pace where you're just kind of like knocking somebody against the ropes and then going for something. Like you gotta, there's a test of strength in the middle of the ring, and then you lift somebody up for a giant power bomb. I feel like you don't see that very much in wrestling these days.
Well, yeah, that's just like a general old school like late 80s, early 90s wrestling thing. So
right,
yeah, it's definitely more of a classic thing.
They should bring that back. I feel like you see guys lock up, they fucking get a little slam, and then they start running and doing their fucking moves. I want to see some fucking, give me the big meaty guys locking up in the middle of the ring and fucking, pushing back and forth for a minute, and then one of them hoists the other up for a sick ass move. That should happen more often.
Yeah,
it's a good look.
I agree.
Yeah, me too. Cool game, cool soundtrack. Fucking, it's got 3 in the title. It counts. 3 count bout. Johnny, let's go to game 3.
Game 3.
All right. So, of all the collaboration games between these two companies, this is the first and so far only to not see downloadable content. All right. Who has their answers written down? Johnny, finger on the hat trick button.
All right.
Jesse. All right. So Jesse says Three's Company 64. Sadly incorrect. John Harrington says Fire Emblem Warriors 3. Kind of correct. And Johnny says Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Horses. Also, again, kind of correct. So, yeah, you two get a point. This is Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes.
Right. I knew there was another word in there.
So,
it's not even the third Fire Emblem Warriors game, is it?
No, they've only made 2, and this would be the second.
The fucking balls on them.
So, I am that rare person who actually preferred Fire Emblem Warriors to Hyrule Warriors. I loved both games, but there was something about Fire Emblem Warriors that really drew me in. And I was so excited for Three Hopes because it had all the... John?
Don't let me
Oh.
interrupt. Fuck.
Oh,
no,
I
you
thought you
just had-
froze. You were so still.
It
I
was
know.
uncanny. Because your mouth was like kind of open, so it looked like you were just about to say something, and it just froze.
Yeah, and I was, and and I didn't say anything because I was gonna let David say his thing.
I was so fucking excited for this game. Like, I was super hyped. I downloaded the demo because I just couldn't wait to play it. And man, this game, what a fucking letdown.
Hot take.
Damn. Okay, so sorry, David. My clarifying thing: you prefer Fire Emblem Warriors to Hyrule Warriors?
Yes.
Okay, Hyrule Warriors was at one time your game of the year, so this is big news to me.
Yeah, I really liked Hyrule Warriors, but then Fire Emblem Warriors came out and it just did a couple things a little bit better.
Okay.
And I know people will say like, oh, well, there's a bunch of repeat characters, like they have the same movesets and everything, and it's true. But every character in that game is fun to play as. Hyrule Warriors has like a totally unique cast, but some of those characters are just not fun.
Good to know. I would have, if you told me, if somebody asked me, like, what kind of Warriors games is David into? I'd be like, oh, yeah, he plays the Fire Emblem Warriors, but he loves the Hyrule Warriors. So I'm glad to know that it's reversed. That's news to me.
God, what a blunder that would have been, John.
God, and I get asked that all the time.
What
man.
a social faux pas.
I mean, it's like half the questions I'm fielding in my new job, man. My phone keeps ringing, and they're asking me, what Warriors games does David Fleming like? And I'm like, who are you? How did you get this number? This is crazy.
More importantly, how do you know David Fleming?
Yeah, well,
Who doesn't know David Fleming?
the implication is that we have podcast fans that for some reason call me at the Florida Department of Financial Services. Why they ask me, your fucking favorite Warriors game, I'll never know. But I'm glad to know.
Answer.
Yeah, that's it. David, the real power is in being unreachable, and that's David. Nobody can find him.
Yeah,
True.
it's David has a hard time physically answering his phone because his dick is too big. I don't know.
I can't get to my phone because my dick is on top of it and it's too heavy to
my
lift.
pockets are just so overstuffed. I can't even pull my phone out of it anymore.
5G, no, it's bigger than that, buddy.
I got a new 5G tower right here.
How many bars you got, buddy?
The G stands.
Lots of bars.
The G stands for gallons of cum.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
This radiation doesn't move through your body; it lands on your body in a big old splatter.
So,
Remember how they used to think cell phones would make you infertile? Well, this one does.
Yeah, super infertile. But there's a trade-off.
I can skeet for days.
Gallons of impotent cum.
So
Episode
one of the
title.
things that I really liked about the first Fire Emblem Warriors. So
I fucking dare you. You coward. You will not name this episode Gallons of Infinite Cum.
So one of the things that I really liked about the first game is it had a story mode that was like 10, 12 hours. It wasn't super long. And then most of the game was spent in like, I'm going to say what I want to say about this game.
Please.
Most of the game is spent in what's called history mode, which is basically like Fire Emblem maps, and each character is like a special mission and everything. So you get like 15, 20 missions in a map and everything. And I put like 100 hours into that. So Three Hopes has no history mode. It is just the story mode. And because it's based on three houses, you play through it 3 different times. It's like I don't want to do that. It's like, well,
Oh, wait a minute. Is it a Rashomon thing?
No, each house has like their own path. So,
Okay.
and then I was looking at it, I
More
was like, well,
contemporary people. Is it a Last Jedi thing? Excuse me.
no. So I was like, well, 3 houses had a lot of good characters. Like, I want to see what the movesets are, like how they play and everything. This game changed like the upgrade system. So in the first game, you would like upgrade to a new class and it would just give you like better stats and a new costume. But this one, you can actually choose like what style to go with. So basically every character can learn everything. So it's like, well, then what's the point of choosing a character? Like, nobody's unique. Everybody can do everything. Like, this is not the game that I wanted it to be.
Damn, man.
I was very upset because, yeah, like I said, I think I'll have to check my Switch, but I think I put like 120 hours into the first one. And this one, I didn't finish the demo because I was like, this is the exact opposite of what I was hoping a sequel was going to be.
Damn, man. So going into it, how many hopes did you have?
I mean, I would say I had a solid 3.
Okay.
And all 3 were dashed.
Damn, dude. Dashing 3 hopes at the same time?
But, I mean, you do get a base camp where you get to like talk to the characters and have dates. That's cool.
That is cool, David. I don't know if you know this, but a lot of people like waifus. I said it one more time in the episode. I broke my fucking, solemn oath to not say it again.
Hey, fuck you.
Yep. That's what I said to the waifus.
Is that the waifu sound?
Yeah.
It is now.
It was mapped to the W key for some reason, so there we go.
Wow.
Because the words "hey," "fuck," and "you" famously all have W's.
Hey, fuck you.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging the lampshade, David. But yeah. So you're not for the waifus, David? You're not there for the dating, the base camp? I mean, how sexy are we talking in the base camp?
I mean, I am in favor of the waifus, like, because you pick one of the 3 houses to follow along, and you either get Dimitri, Claude, or Edelgard. And I definitely went with Edelgard, who is the sexy lady who apparently becomes like the evil empress that takes over the entire world. It's like, fuck yeah, I'm into that.
Yeah, dope. I'm into those other 2 ladies too, Claude and Dimitri. Sexy women's names.
Yes, they are. Nobody tell him.
Don't tell me you wouldn't hook up with a chick with like armor riding a fucking horse and her name was Claude.
Although, actually, like, the real Claude is a very pretty boy with like a half-open shirt and like, yeah, I'm into that too.
Okay, all right, yeah, I could make it work.
Cool. But yeah, I was.
Just... Okay, now hold on. You talked about the other 2. What about Dimitri?
He's all right.
Yeah. Are you gonna, Fire Emblem Warriors that bussy?
I would for Claude. I don't know if I would for Dimitri because he just seems kind of like the average, pretty blonde jock guy. I'm like,
he's the hot gentleman.
Yeah, he is. He is Dimitri, the hot gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
So rate each one on a scale of 1 to 5 gallons.
How many gallons are you giving each one, man? You got 15 gallons to build your super team. Pick one from each row.
Game 4.
We don't have. Wait, Johnny, you can't fucking move on from David's game without checking with him.
All right, so David, how many gallons?
I was going to say, I think Dimitri would probably be 3, Claude 5, and Edelgard 7.
Okay. 2 gallons left over.
Wow.
Impressive.
No, 3 plus 7 plus 5 is 15.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
You're right. Damn.
Math,
shows how much I know about math. Jeez.
Man.
I'm sorry, where do you work again?
Can't count the hopes, can't count the gallons.
Can't
You know,
count.
like I said, David, all I spend my fucking work doing is answering questions about your preferences. So,
Well, yeah. I'm glad we clarified that. But yeah, I was so excited for this game and very upset by it.
it sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear it.
At least Age of Calamity was fun.
Oh, a Hyrule Warriors game.
Yes.
You liked that?
Yeah, I didn't say I disliked it. I didn't like it as much. Like,
No, we got a real rivalry going here, man. We got a real love triangle here with you and these two Warriors games.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I started the segment saying like I liked both a lot. I just liked Fire Emblem a little bit more.
How do you feel about the Dragon Quest one?
I haven't played it, but I really, really want to.
Maybe that'll right the ship, man.
Because that would make 3 of the Warriors games.
Ooh,
true,
Three Warriors
yes.
spin-offs. All for you, Dave.
Yeah, I think it's. I don't remember if she's in both. I think it's only the first one that Elena is in, and I really want to play that one. Anyhow, yeah. Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. Not a fan.
Now, so it's 3 hopes, but David, how many nopes would you give it?
You know, it was
Give
3
me a
hopes.
Gene Shalit review of this fucking game.
It was 3 hopes. The episode theme is 3. I'm gonna have to go 3 and 3. I would give this game 9 nopes.
Yeah, goddamn.
Game 4.
The Michael Douglas.
Wow, what a get, guys!
No shit. Whoa. Sorry.
All right. This. Oh, I forgot. This game features several like yokai. Some notable ones. Two-tailed cats. I forget the technical term for them. They run all the convenience stores, and also there are kappa, and you can like lure them with the thing that they cannot resist, which is cucumber. All right, friends. Let's see what answers you guys got going on. And also, hello, Michael Douglas. Hope you're enjoying the show.
Let the entire segment be acknowledging the Twitch presence of the Michael Douglas.
Yeah.
Good. Glad they made it.
Honestly, I didn't think it would take this long, but you know,
Glad
I'm sure he's busy. You know,
he's been on that press tour for that Ant-Man Shrunk Herself.
I was gonna say he wrapped filming of Ant-Man. It was like, I think I'll check out Game That Tune.
Whoa. Okay, Johnny says 5 gallons. That's incorrect. Not even 3 in there. He could said 3 gallons. David says missed 3. That's incorrect. And John says 3ness, which is also incorrect. This is Ghostwire Tokyo. It is the third game made by Tango Games. They made Evil Within 1 and 2. Then they made this, which was going to be Evil Within 3. And they're like, hey, no, we got a better idea. And they made this game. And then their fourth game recently was Hi-Fi Rush, which is like way different than any of those games, because this game is very spooky. It's not like a survival horror game. It's more like it's very spooky and unsettling, but it's not really like a game that's made to like scare you, I guess. Although there have been times playing it where it has been I've been sitting on the edge of my seat, like looking around corners, being like, oh god, I hope those fucking umbrella fucks aren't over there. So like, you're this dude and you start off riding a bike to see your sick sister. She's in a hospital, and you get hit by a bus that's being driven by nobody, and so you die, and then you come back to life. But there's another like spirit inside you controlling you, kind of, and then all these people get near this fog and they all disappear. So everyone in this part of Tokyo has disappeared because of this fog. There's just like clumps of clothes laying around and stuff. However, dogs and cats are still around, which is cool, because you can pet them. You can pet every dog. You can pet every cat.
That's important.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm very glad to hear that.
Yeah, I hate when games don't let you do that. Like, what's the fucking point? Why do you have a dog in your game if I can't pet it?
But especially in like a fucking action, like psychic, paranormal, fucking craziness, future Tokyo simulator. Yeah, no, we need to be able to get our bearings and pet the cats and dogs. Like, it's actually very important that we be able to touch those animals.
And like after a certain part of the game, then you can start like communicating with them. And basically the cats will tell you, oh, I'm annoyed with something, or I'm sleepy, or it's, typical cat stuff. But the dogs are like, do you want to feed the dog? And you're like, yes. And the dog's like, oh my God, that was amazing. Here, follow me. And they go and like dig up treasure after you feed them. So that's cool. This game I like to call it a looking around game, because you're gonna look at every fucking thing in this game. You just go in the convenience store and start looking at the shelves. Like, I'm probably never gonna go to Japan, but this game, it's so freaking detailed. Like, it feels like you're like in Japan. Like, it's really cool. It's got really cool vibes to the game. Like, it's just unsettling. At times, the rain, some really good Foley work. Like, there's some good rain, good sounding rain. It's like night all the time. There's this big red fucking moon in the sky. All like the enemies are weird fucking, like, you got business guys. They're all like after weird archetypes of people in Japan. Like, you got the in a hurry business guy, and like half of them all have umbrellas, because I guess this is a very rainy area.
Well, you said it was rainy.
Yeah. So like half of them have umbrellas and stuff, so that's weird, and they have different moves. Then you got like the headless schoolgirls that like run over and try to like kick you. You've got these other like ladies that like shoot like beams of like energy at you, and you got like different spells you can cast. You got like a fire spell that's basically like a shotgun. You got like a water spell that's kind of like a broad like sweeping attack. You got like a wind spell which you can turn into like a machine gun.
Of course.
You also have a bow, because at one point the spirit dude that lets you do all the cool stuff, he gets sucked out of you, and so then you gotta like sneak around shit and use your bow, and that makes it kind of tricky. But like there's like Tengu, like these weird like gargoyle looking winged things that you can grapple up to. I've heard the game compared to like Metroid Prime. Like, it's like a spooky Metroid Prime. And
In
like,
Tokyo.
Yeah, in Tokyo. And it seems
Wait.
like, because
Was Metroid Prime not set in Tokyo?
No, it was
not the first one.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I completely misread that game.
It was Talon 4. Same starting letter. Nothing else really in common, David. But you're not wildly off base.
I felt like the combat so far from what I've played always seems kind of like it never seems easy. Like, unless you get to jump on like one or two enemies, I feel like unless you fight perfect, you're going to be like running around away from things. And I think that's sometimes going to be cool, because it's like doesn't make the combat so easy all the time, because sometimes that can be boring. I will say the skill tree is a little, I don't know. It's kind of not great. Like I feel like I am never fine with what I put my points into. I'm like, I guess I'll do this. Like it's like one of those things. So there is that, but like the game looks great, sounds cool. The story is neat. I like the magic and how you rip the cores out of the ghosts is pretty cool. Like once they get hit a certain amount of times, like their body like opens up and you see this like dodecahedron thing inside of them. And then if you're far away, you shoot like this like spiritual rope or ghost wire.
I was gonna say, I'm sorry. Is it a ghost wire?
Yes. And,
I think I know what it's called.
yeah. And then you yank it out of them, but then you can get the ability to like just run up and grab it out of them. You can sneak up behind them, or one of the cool things, you can like jump off of a building onto them and fuck them up that way.
Now, is it like the kind of thing? Is it like Doom, where you get extra ghost power by ripping it out of them like directly? You get like a glory kill, or is it just kind of you don't have to wire it; you just walk right up and take it.
I think I just got this ability where me and the ghost inside of me like link up, or I forget what it's called. I just got it.
Astral chain.
No, that's a different thing.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, almost.
So this is an astral chain.
But it has the word wire in it. I forget, but like it's the thing. It's like an ultra move where like after enough, so you can charge that up faster if you do like the sneaky kills. So there is incentive to that. You're also. Oh, go ahead, David.
No, you were just saying it's like that move. It's something. The name's got the wire in it. Something like is it the wire? With
no.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately,
yeah, right.
But you're also finding like the spirits of people that didn't get like sucked away or whatever. Like for whatever reason, their spirits were still behind, and so you can like suck them into this paper doll, and then you go to like a phone booth and deposit them, which that makes sense. Well, there's this guy they mentioned who has all this weird technology hidden around Tokyo to do things with spirits. So it just so happens, and allegedly he's going to take these spirits and be able to bring them back to life.
Oh, good.
So you're and whenever you find the spirits, like sometimes they'll be like talking like about what they were doing before they like became spirits, and there's some like weird stuff. There's some weird side quests. Like you find this this little girl who was really good at piano and stuff, and it turns out that like this like composer guy was like real jealous of her and like murdered her and stuff. It's real fucked up.
Probably because she was a liar.
Maybe
no little kid's good at piano.
Oh, okay.
They're full of shit.
Yeah.
She was going around telling people she was good at piano, and this composer guy was like, "No, that she's not."
Yeah.
Lamb.
Her.
Yeah. This is Tokyo, and I have a gun.
Yeah, I was about to say they don't have guns in Japan, John.
Fine, gas bomb.
I mean, obviously it's Tokyo, it's Japan. Everyone carries a katana. This is what movies have led me to believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's in line with what I know. Yeah, Jesse, I'm going to be honest, man. I haven't really gotten any read on what the fuck this game's about. It sounds fun. Ripping things out of ghosts and exploring spooky Metroid Tokyo. But
I don't know. I guess I wasn't explaining it well enough.
No, it's not that. I think it's just I think it's a little too complicated for just like a podcast blurb. I think it like it looks cool, sounds interesting. But there's a lot going on here.
I've been really enjoying it, and like I will say, there's a lot of like exploration. Like there's not like battle, but like there are the battling I feel like is very sparse, but not too sparse. Like you're just gonna you're gonna have fun fighting stuff, but you're also gonna have fun like exploring.
Yeah,
And I
I'm
like
totally in favor of that.
like looking around like Tokyo while it's raining and stuff, and finding these like Shiba Inus walking around and stuff. And like when you're walking, you just hear woof woof in the background. You're like, stop and look around, like, oh shit, there's a dog. I gotta talk to the dog. Like it doesn't matter what fucking quest I'm on, or I gotta stop, talk to this dog.
Hold the phone.
And they're so freaking cute. And there's a lot of like food that you get in the game, because like that's how you heal and stuff. But like there's all little descriptions on everything, so you can read. Like the first time you get Dango, there's like a thing that pops up that says, what is Dango? Because you might not know what Dango is. I didn't know
I
what
don't know what Dango is.
It's that movie with Jamie Foxx and Leonardo DiCaprio.
It's like these like rice ball things, and there's like 3 of them on a stick, and sometimes they're different colors and stuff.
It's that thing that Boomhauer from King of the Hill is always talking about, trying to get that Dango. Yeah.
He mentions it in like every other word. It's crazy.
I learned about it because it was in the most recent Monster Hunter game. I was like, what are these cats making me? What's this Dango stuff? Oh, this looks cool.
All right, so guys, I assume we've all seen most of the episodes of King of the Hill here. Like, am I just now realizing? Obviously, I am, because I'm just learning the word Dango. The comedy gold opportunity they missed by not having Boomhauer accompanying Hank on the trip to fucking Tokyo, and the one where Hank goes to find his long lost half brother. Like,
oh my god,
yeah, they probably should have done that
just for the one joke of Boomhauer being misunderstood by a Japanese person and being handed a plate of Dango. I think it would have really paid off. I wouldn't have understood at the time, but now tonight I would have understood it, and now I'm going to go watch King of the Hill. And, oh wait, that joke's not going to be there. It's a damn shame.
I just like the idea of him like, no, man, I don't want no Dango thing. And they just hand him another one. It's like, why do you keep doing this Dango thing? And another one.
I'm trying to pay Bill.
Dear Fox and Mike Judge,
Yeah,
please
dear
reboot
Mike,
King of the Hill for one episode.
please don't reboot King of the Hill.
I thought they were.
Yeah, I
well, they're not rebooting it. They're continuing it.
I hope they decide not to do that.
It's the Beavis and Butthead has been great.
I don't know. That Beavis and Butthead is voiced by one man, Mike Judge. King of the Hill, a couple of the principal actors are dead. Have been for quite some time.
Well, they could die in the show too. They're not afraid.
Exactly. That's really upsetting. I don't want to think about it.
Hey, John, people die.
Yeah, I know, but not in cartoons. Not in King of the Hill.
Yeah, they do.
I mean,
Ned's wife died.
If you think about it, celebrity deaths always come in threes.
Oh, he's right.
Perfect. There's no greater celebrity than 2 cast members of King of the Hill. So, David, I'm sorry.
I don't know. Tom Petty and Brittany Murphy are pretty big.
Yeah, well, they were.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Game
Yeah, they've lost
5.
some weight since.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. All right.
Game 5.
right, so this game features 100 different licensed toy cars, including cars from Mitsubishi, from Alfa Romeo, from Subaru, and a Game of Life board piece token. All right, who's got some answers?
Jesus, Jesse.
So Jesse says Dale Earnhardt Simulator, which is incorrect. David drew a three-headed penis that says Rocket League 3, which is incorrect. And John has the correct answer. This is Koro Q3. I don't know if it's pronounced Koro or Choro, but this is
Who?
Choro Q3. It is a PlayStation 1 racing game where you are racing with the Choro Q line of toy cars. And it is very charming and a very cute game. And the soundtrack slaps.
And you're racing as cars, but you're eating a fried like Mexican cinnamon pastry thing?
No. That's a churro.
Oh, those things.
They're little. They're almost like a chibi car. Like they're very, very cute.
Yeah, there's like I never knew what these were called. No, they're like tiny little pullback cars, and you can put like pennies on them. If you put a penny in the back, it'll do a wheelie. Like I definitely had
penny
like
racers?
yeah,
Okay.
I definitely had like 2 or 3 of these when I was a kid.
Oh, this is a Charo?
I was gonna say it's not a game in which you're playing as a big-titted Spanish guitar woman.
No, although, God, if that game exists, I'm bringing it next week on the show. That's for sure.
Listen, I'd play Charo Q3 in a heartbeat, baby. Yeah. Better believe it.
And this game, all the cars are hella customizable. You can buy all kinds of upgrades, like new tires, new car horns. You can customize the car horn sound that you make.
Can any of the car horns play La Cucaracha?
Very important.
I don't know. There was one called the Yankee horn, that I believe plays. What's that?
Yankee
horn?
Doodle?
Yankee Doodle.
Yes.
Yes.
And then I don't know if there's La Cucaracha horn. I didn't get that deep into all the horns. You'd think I would. You think I'd explore all the horn options in this game.
I think you would go horns deep. But I guess not. And so, Johnny, I'm sorry. So this game, it's involving tiny little cards. It's not involving large four-armed men beating you up?
No. That's Goro is what you're thinking of.
Okay.
This is Choro with a CH, not a G.
Okay, gotcha. It's not Goro Q3.
No.
Huh. And this isn't they didn't bring this annually to the video game exposition that no longer is going to exist anymore.
No, you're thinking of Churro, or not Churro at all, just E3.
Toro E3.
Churro E3.
Yeah, it's not that.
No.
Okay,
I don't know what else to tell you, John. This is a racing game.
listen, man. I'm. There's a lot of games out here to be confused by. I'll keep I don't know this game personally, but I'll I'm trying to keep an open mind here. I'm trying to figure out what I can compare it to.
So is this the PlayStation racing game with the little toy cars that are going around New York City with a jewel heist, all the while a giant winged dragon is killing people? Is this Churro Q the Winged Serpent 3?
No, you're thinking of Muppets Take Manhattan. This is
Okay.
Churro Q3 for the PlayStation 1.
What a way to torpedo the bit, David. Thank you for that. Wow.
And
Those
it's
were
got a
some
very
things
cute...
to rhyme with Oro, but you went with Q the Winged Serpent. Okay.
It's
Yes,
got a very...
E3 famously rhymes with Oro.
Easy, going for the easy stuff first, David. You jumped right to the final boss.
And yeah, it's got a cute little city section that you can play, and that's how you like unlock more areas of the game. And I believe the way it kind of works is it's almost like a Metroidvania racer in that you need certain upgrades to like make it to different areas of the city map.
What?
So you do your races, you get your money, you buy your upgrades, and then you can get to other things, and off you go. And yeah, one of the cars that I just absolutely love is you can get the Game of Life car with the two little like people tokens inside of the front of it.
Little pegs sticking out of
Yeah,
the top?
little pegs sticking out the top.
Okay. Cute. Do you get to choose which pegs?
I don't think you. Well, God, maybe that's a pretty late
Talking
game.
about customizable. Like, I don't want me and a wife. Want me and a husband, or me and my son. My wife left us. That happens in the game of life sometimes.
I don't want it to be me and my wife. I want it to be me and my very close friend that I've been together with in the same
Charles.
house for 30 years.
Shigeru
Yes.
Miyamoto, close personal friend of the show.
Yes, platonic best friend Shigeru Miyamoto.
Now, have any of you guys played Koro Q3?
What?
No, I haven't, and I have to be completely honest. I've been having a hard time focusing like in discussions because I'm having such a nostalgia throwback to just playing with the little toy cars when I was a kid.
mean,
like
Honestly,
I have been
the
transported back to 4 years old.
little pullback penny racers are pretty fucking sweet. Like, pull them back. They make the little clicky. You put the penny in, they pop a wheelie. It's good shit, man. It's a good reason to have kids. You get to play with toys again when you're an adult. It's dope.
You can still do that.
Yeah, but also kids are fun too. Like,
Well, yeah, but
yeah. You have a kid, Jesse. Don't act like you
I
don't.
know. Well, I
Don't
never
fucking
act
shame
like
me
I
on
don't.
having a kid. You have an older kid than
No.
me. Like,
No, I'm saying that you could still play with toys without having a kid.
Yeah.
Like that's like some weird like trauma thing you're going through, I guess. But
I'm not saying I didn't buy any toys before I had a kid. I'm just saying, like, I can hang out, and there's a reason for me to hang out and play pullback cars now. It's because of fucking 4-year-olds running around the house. If I was just hanging out doing that before, it'd be like I'm killing time. I don't know why. So
having fun playing with your cars.
yeah, I did that too.
So I'm looking through the list of like skins and bodies in this game. At first I thought it wasn't going to get better than the Mitsubishi City Bus. And then I came across the locomotive, which is an old like steam train.
Yeah.
And then I came to the Panzerwagen, which is like an old German tank.
Whoa.
Fuck yeah, this game sounds awesome.
Penny Panzers, I'm into it. Huh.
Yeah, they really went all out on the different cars you can get here. Some of which are not cars at all.
I mean, I'm glad, man. Like, you see so many of these games where it's like a toy-based game, and it's like, these toys, they sell 500 of them, but you can only play as like, 3 things in the game. Like, no, the Choro guys went all out. They fucking put it all in the game. Good. That's what they fucking should do.
Yeah.
Should be able to sue toy companies for their bad license games back in like the NES days. How many fucking Micro Machines did you really get to play as back in the Micro Machines game on NES?
2.
1.
See? That's fewer Micro Machines than I own personally. So why the fuck would I play that game? Like, I don't need a video game of it. I got a hard floor right here and a bunch of Micro Machines. I'm not cleaning them up. Yeah.
Deal with it, parents.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Someone might break into the house.
I was gonna say,
Uh-huh.
yeah, and then the wet bandits come in, and you just saved the family.
Mm-hmm. I got a big, tall staircase with paint cans waiting at the top. Spoiler alert, I'm the one that fell down those stairs. Ugh. Classic house. Good house. Missed that one. Plenty of trap setting opportunity in that house. But yeah, no. If you're gonna fucking make a toy that's the size of my fucking thumb, and you're gonna make 500 fucking different varieties, and then you're gonna make a game based on that, you better fucking give me at least 100 varieties. I mean, like it's it's good on them, man. Because you're talking what, PlayStation?
Yeah.
Fucking what do you gotta do? Swap textures? What do you do? Draw a box and then put different little things on it? Done.
Basically.
Yeah, it ain't hard. How hard is it to make a fucking PlayStation game? There's thousands of them.
I mean, honestly, like the more I think about this, like I'm looking at all these different cars, like every single racing game should bare minimum have the option to unlock a police car, a fire truck, and an ambulance. Like those should be in every racing game.
That's true. I will say those can like fuck off from like real world like toy packages. Going on my kid owning pullback cars soapbox. My son was given a hilariously shitty advent calendar this year, 24 cars of Christmas, and it was pullback cars. You open a little thing, you pull a little tab, and there's a little plastic pullback car, a little choro car. Not a penny racer. You couldn't put the penny in the back and make a pop a wheelie. But half of them ended up being cop cars.
I have one question. How many of the cars were American cars and how many were non-American cars? Because I just assume it being an advent calendar, they're all American cars.
No. They're none of them are even American cars. Most of them were police cars. A lot of them were not cars at all. They were like construction vehicles. And I'm like, I'm sorry, this is 24 cars of Christmas. Where are the fucking race cars? Why are we getting nothing but like European cop cars in this thing? What fucking crazy ass, fucking wish.com advent calendar did my son get? Because, God, fuck off with the fucking public service vehicles after a while. Like, give my kid a fucking race car or fuck off. Choro, I bet would fucking, I bet you they don't even sell that many cop cars. They probably just sell small, tiny little facsimiles of real world fucking, consumer cars. And I'm fully into it. I don't care. It's not a race car. It's a tiny Honda Accord. My son doesn't know the difference. It's fine. It's not a fucking cop car.
John, I really want you to go to a car dealership and to say to somebody there, hey, give my kid a race car or fuck off.
That's what I say every time I twist the little knob inside the grocery store. I fucking put the quarter in. I'm like, give my kid a fucking race car. Fuck off. And, it's a Super Ball or a homie. And it's,
right the trash.
Yeah. Not a race car. Sorry, son. This is going in the ocean. Not the landfill. Plunk. Yeah, Johnny, good pick, man. I can't help but wonder how many countries this game came out in, though. This doesn't sound like an American game.
Yeah, no, it was developed by Japanese devs, as a lot of games are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Certainly. And where was it released?
Game
3 territories.
This was not released in the United States.
Yeah. I was looking at a list of Choro games. They did eventually release some in the United States. They released one for Nintendo 64 as Penny Racers. aka Choro Q64. And then they eventually put out some ones on. They kept changing the name. I think the name Choro or Coro, whatever it is, I think it's quite cute. Choro Q, little cute penny racers. It's meaningless here in America because they want to call it penny racers. They called it gadget racers, gadget racers advance. Fucking, I don't know, man. Maybe you could have won somebody over with the Choro brand, but they tried a few times, utter failure. So I don't know. I'm into it though. I think penny racers. I think little tiny pullback cars and games based on them. It's cute. It's very good. Now, actually, the question, Johnny, the game mechanics. I'm sure you played the game prior to the show. Being Japanese PlayStation owner that you are. Do you have to pull back the car and then does it just go in like a straight line vaguely, or is it an actual racing game with like turns?
God, I would love to. Yeah, if all you do is pull back the car and do your best. But no, this actually has like
a drag racing game.
This is a racing game with like gears and stuff.
Yeah, cool. It's like a good racing game with little tiny penny racers. I'm into it.
I would love it if it was like a regular racing game with turns and gear switches and all that kind of stuff. But during the countdown, you just see like a hand come down to pinch the car.
Yeah.
And that's what starts it off.
Right. Yeah. And if you fucking time your press just right, something jams a penny in it right when the green light turns on. You're going. Be pretty good. Oh man. Cute game, Johnny. Good pick. You got a composer on this or no info? It's fine if you don't.
I don't. I know it's developed by Tamsoft.
Track slapping.
They probably just have a Tamsoft sound team, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. We all love that Tamsoft sound team, of course. The thing that we all know and love. We've mentioned them many times. Yeah. We've done whole episodes about that Tamsoft sound team. Love Tamsoft. What a fucking team they are. Jesse, you know these Tamsoft boys, right?
Oh, yeah. We played disc golf last weekend.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing I got game over. Otherwise, my theme for next week would be Tamsoft games.
And we would have already used the only other one we can think of, Battle Arena Toshinden. So thank you, Johnny, for game overing yourself, and thank you for the slapping soundtrack. It was very, it was delightful. Yeah. So I think it's done, Johnny. Fucking pull back the calculating computer and get it started.
Calculating computer activated. Computers, beeps,
Oh, sorry, I was checking up on the chat. What was that?
beeps. Scoring complete. This game's winner is... John Harrington.
Hey, so it is. And what a win it is. Guys, what a show. Great show. A lot of fun. A lot of threes. How would I rate this show? 10 out of 10. No question. What a show it was. And it's on me now to think of a theme for the next episode. And as tempting as it is to take the really easy way out and say 4, I don't think I'm going to do that. But that is also to say I don't have another theme immediately lined up. So, I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to have to vamp for a second here and think of a theme. You kind of caught me off guard. I didn't have anything in mind coming into this. I mean, I'll take some chat suggestions. If somebody wants to throw a theme out in the next 90 seconds or so, I'll fucking listen to it.
Leave a voicemail.
No voicemails. No Tamsoft games.
Sunsoft games?
Ooh. We probably used all the ones worth using, right?
I don't know. Games on consoles we've never used before.
Games on consoles we have used before.
Games with
Games
voice
on consoles.
Consoles on games.
A thought occurs. We joked about it at the beginning of this episode, but none of us, I think, went for it. So let's do a console exclusive theme on the next episode. Nobody chose a 3DS game tonight. Let's do games on the Nintendo 3DS. How about it? Did they just close that eShop?
I feel like a week or so ago.
Yeah, it's gone, isn't it? Yes, console exclusive episode next week. 3DS games. We're keeping the 3 going, if only for another episode about the number of dimensions and the number of screens. How many screens does 3DS have? I haven't played mine in a while. 6, 8, 9?
I think it had 3.
3 screens? Okay, cool. 3 screens on the 3DS, as is typical, as was the style at the time. And okay, cool. Get your requests in. 3DS games on next week's episode. There's no clarification that needs to be done. None of that joking around. Oh, what about this? What about that?
Well, DS games played on the 3DS.
Nope.
Yeah, they did.
I suppose the only thing that I would want to clarify is it like full 3DS cartridge games, or do 3DS eShop games count?
Can you play them on a Nintendo 3DS and only on a Nintendo 3DS?
Yes.
Some of them were re-released.
Well, a lot of them can be emulated on the personal computer.
No, they can't. Not to my knowledge.
I just told you.
I don't believe you. Sorry, Jesse. I'm doing my own research on this one, and 3DS is the only way. So that's how it's going to be.
I exclusively get my source from N-Anon.
Yeah, exactly. Jesus Christ. I checked out my 3DS fucking news and vaccine analysis channel on YouTube, and it said that I should just play games on my 3DS. So it's going to be 3DS games next week. Bye, Jesse.
Fuck that system.
Sorry, man. Didn't scare you off. That's what it's going to be. 3DS games, a fantastic system with many fantastic games for next week's show. Can't wait. I believe we all own that system or did at some point, so I'm sure that we'll all have something great for next week's episode. And for this week's episode, we want to say thank you, everybody, so much for listening. Thank you to everybody watching live with us. Live every Wednesday night. We're on Twitch. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. Search for Game That Tune. We're in your podcast devices on Tuesday mornings. We're at GameThatTune.com or anywhere you get your podcasts. Remember to rate and review, subscribe, share it with a friend, and just enjoy Game That Tune any way you get it. Thank you to everybody checking out Patreon. Patreon.com/GameThatTune is, of course, the home for awesome exclusives. We've got Game That Tune gems. We've got Game That Tune mixtapes. We've got movie commentaries. We've got all kinds of fun stuff over there at Patreon. You help us keep the lights on at our 24/7 video game music live stream at radio.gamethattune.com. That's gtt.rocks, the home for video game music on the internet. Just a lot of fun that we make thanks to everybody's support at patreon.com/GameThatTune. Want to give a special shout out, of course, to our Patreon absurd fans. I'm talking about Lance Revere, Damian Beckles, Daniel Perky, Taylor Y, Sam L, Phoenix Tier 2121, Beast Pond, and the Kerrigan. A fantastic group of Patreon absurd fans that we've got. Our fan request came from one of those absurd fans. David, shout him back out.
That was from Tay.
Yes, 2 weeks in a row, request from Tay. Truly an absurd fan that we've got here. Thank you so much for your patronage and your request. Discord is a great place to make those requests. Look for the link in the show notes or hit us up, GameThatTune.club, the awesome social media site that we got to find another reason to use after our insanely successful March Madness. It's been a quiet month since then at GameThatTune.club, so maybe May Madness. Maybe we come up with another tournament or something. I don't know, man. GameThatTune.club. We're always having some kind of fun over there. And you don't have to pay to put a little check mark next to your name. And we won't force you to put a little check mark next to your name. It's a good social media site, man. It'd be great if we had more users than Twitter, but we'll get there. All in good time. And that's going to do it. So I guess it's time for bonus tunes. And I guess I managed to pick a bonus tune that satisfies this week's theme and next week's theme. Guys, shocker. I got myself a 3. It's truly a magic number, guys, especially when it's Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. And Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, of course, came out as Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater 3D Edition on the 3DS. So we're going home with a nice little chill, downbeat, old school Metal Gear feel. That's right, old Metal Gear from Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. And we love you guys. We'll see you next week. Peace out, everybody. Advance War 1. No, hold on. Let me do that again. It's not Advance War. It's Advance Wars. Excuse me. Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp is copyright 2023 Nintendo of America Incorporated. 3 Count Bout is copyright 1993 SNK Corporation. Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes is copyright 2022 Omega Force and Nintendo of America Incorporated. Ghostwire Tokyo is copyright 2022 Tango Gameworks. Choro Q3 is copyright 1998 Tamsoft Corporation.